Hello my friends, once again it's time to get down to the brass tacks around here on Resident Evil. And frankly, if you've tuned into my live streams, you already know what I'm gonna say. Oh boy, we are indeed in, well, crisis. What kind of crisis? Identity crisis, I tell ya. With each iteration of Resident Evil, the characters seem to just change willy-nilly right out of nowhere. It's like someone got in there and took a fucking paintbrush and just kind of, fucked up a little bit. No, we patched it up, no big deal. And then it turns out to be a completely different picture. I mean, look, I'm specifically talking about the way everyone reacted when they seen Redfield, otherwise known as Chris Redfield, at the end of Biohazard, also known as Resident Evil 7. Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, just look at the significant change from Resident Evil 7 to Resident Evil 8. It is significantly different. It is incredibly different. What the hell happened to Chris Redfield? Did he get all emo like fucking Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3? Oh my god, please! And if you never got to play RE-Verse while it was in beta, look here. This is Chris Redfield again! He doesn't look like he did in Village. I gotta say, the further we get down the Resident Evil timeline, it is getting harder and harder to, recognize these characters. I've been there since day one. I'm a day one fan of Resident Evil. One of the first games I ever played was Resident Evil 2. The very first game I ever rented from the store was Resident Evil Director's Cut. Yes, indeed. And the truth is, although I wasn't on board of Resident Evil 2 Remake before, I gotta say it's grown on me in some kind of way, and maybe we'll talk about that sometime, but right now I gotta say the identity crisis is real. When Leon's face changed so drastically to be this Justin Bieber-looking Leon in Resident Evil 2 Remake, I gotta say, I was not on board. Even though I wasn't on board with Resident Evil 2 Remake's Leon, I thought they did fine with Claire, Ada, and Sherry, but the Birkins, I don't know, it's kind of a sloppy mess to me, but nonetheless, moving the wheels on the subject, Resident Evil has had an identity crisis, and now it's more blaring in my face than ever. The Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City movie just had some, pictures, some photographs released to IGN, and would you believe it? It looks like it's filmed on the Hallmark Channel or fucking Lifetime. Yeah, I know the director is practically 100% incompetent. He made 47 Meters Down and the sequel to The Strangers. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and tear apart The Strangers. It's terrible on its own. But the second film is a whole new beast indeed. Practically unwatchable if you have a brain turned on. But moving away from the subject of the films, look, this Resident Evil, this Welcome to Raccoon City, appears to be another fallacy. Yet again. Oh, we worked so closely with Capcom that we know exactly what we're doing around here. Well, you seem to not know how to make these characters look right. You don't seem to know how to capture a photograph of what you're trying to present to us. You're not hyping people up because holy shit, it looks bad. And people are saying this all across the board. Now, although I may disagree with Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 with how the characters look for the most part, I gotta say this is even more baffling to me why anyone would accept these characters. I mean, let's get down to it. They just don't look right. Everyone kind of looks off in some kind of way. They look like they just woke up out of bed. They look like they're cosplaying at Comic-Con. Oh my god. Here comes a dollar store Leon. Now, I'm totally on board of, cosplaying. I love seeing people try to be the characters, and there are some streamers even that I really appreciate who stream as the characters, stream as Claire, Jill, whoever, and it's awesome. But this is a fallacy. This is incredibly sad when it comes to Raccoon City. Welcome to Raccoon City is going to be one of those movies that, well, it's just another failed attempt at something. Let me take you back to Death Note. The Death Note movie that was on Netflix was so incredibly sad. It is a bastard of the film industry. It is a bastard of the manga. I mean, just like, look at it. It's just a dud in the water. It can't entertain the people who just want a popcorn flick, and it can't sustain viability in the community of people who wanted a Death Note film. Now, Resident Evil may be able to stand on its own when it comes to the Capcom games, but I don't think this film is gonna really hit home all that much. Look, I think we are stuck in a curse, in a nightmare of infinite darkness. Yes, indeed. I gotta say, moving forward, it doesn't make sense to be a Resident Evil fan right now. Everything is just sucking the life out of the franchise. The sacred name that used to mean something. Without a doubt in my mind, this is going to be a rough one. Holy shit. The director of 47 Meters Down, and oh my god, the sequel to The Strangers, it's over! How does it feel, Resident Evil fans, to always be a part of the Losers Club moving forward? Well, we're all in the boat together, and the boat has holes, so maybe we can patch it up together in the future, but for now, it is over. And until next time, guys, ta-ta.